The distant echo of a bronze gong rolls across a sun-drenched plain, its vibrations stirring a crowd of merchants, scholars, and warriors gathered beneath a canopy of mango trees. In the heart of that moment, a child lifts a polished stone tablet, the ink still fresh, and reads a line that would be whispered for centuries. The people are numerous and happy. They have not to register their households or attend to any magistrates and their rules. Only those who cultivate the royal land have to pay a portion of the gain from it. Such a declaration, found in a contemporary account of the Madhyadesha, hints at a realm where order and prosperity were woven together like the silk threads that fluttered in the warm monsoon breeze. What forces could nurture a civilization so luminous that its scholars compared its rulers' fame to waters that touched every ocean? Around the 3rd century CE, the Indian subcontinent witnessed the rise of the Gupta Empire, a dynasty that scholars often call the Golden Age of India. From the fertile valleys of the Ganges to the verdant foothills of the Deccan, the Guptas stitched together a tapestry of political stability, artistic brilliance, and scientific curiosity. Their capital, Pataliputra, thrummed with the rhythm of chariots on mud-brick roads, the scent of sandalwood incense wafting from towering temples, and the low murmur of debates in grand assemblies called savas. The royal court, presided over by Chandragupta II, whose victories were heralded in the line, "The king, who has destroyed the enemies, is the lord of the earth," inscribed on a stone pillar, became a magnet for poets, astronomers, and architects. In this age, the Sanskrit language blossomed, producing epics that still resonate, while mathematicians refined the concept of zero and astronomers charted the heavens with unprecedented accuracy. Entering the bustling market of Pataliputra, the first scene unfurls beneath a canopy of vivid awnings dyed in indigo and saffron. Stalls overflow with fragrant spices, cumin, turmeric, and cardamom, their aromas mingling with the sweet scent of fresh mangoes. Traders from distant lands, Bactrian silk merchants, Arabian frankincense carriers, hail each other in a chorus of dialects, their voices rising and falling like the monsoon wind. The ground, compacted by countless feet, bears the imprint of ox-drawn carts laden with golden millet and polished copper vessels. Sunlight flickers through woven cloth, casting intricate patterns upon the faces of shoppers, whose garments shimmer with doti fabric spun from fine cotton. A distant bell chimes from a nearby temple, its resonance guiding the flow of commerce like a conductor's baton, while the clang of metalworkers' hammers adds a metallic rhythm to the symphony of daily life. Beyond the market, a grand stone pavilion rises, its pillars carved with lotus motifs and scenes of celestial dancers. This is the university courtyard where scholars gather under the shade of towering banyan trees. Here, a mathematician, his beard flecked with dust, inscribes the numeral 0 upon a palm leaf, the ink spreading like the first drops of rain on dry earth. Nearby, an astronomer adjusts a bronze armillary sphere, its rings catching the light as they mimic the orbital paths of planets. The air is cool, scented with the dampness of recent rain, and the soft rustle of parchment whispers through the assembled students. Voices recite verses from the poet Kalidasa, their cadence echoing the gentle flow of the nearby river, while a physician examines a patient, the scent of herbal poultices drifting from his satra. Stepping out of the academic enclave, the scene shifts to a bustling construction site where artisans labor to raise a temple devoted to the deity Shiva. The foundation is laid with massive granite blocks, each slab polished to a mirror sheen that reflects the sunrise in a blaze of gold. Workers chant rhythmic mantras, their voices rising in unison with the hammer's strike, as they fit intricately carved stone panels depicting mythic battles and celestial gardens. The smell of fresh lime mortar mingles with the earthy aroma of wet clay, while the distant chirping of peacocks adds an exotic timbre to the soundscape. Overhead, scaffolding of bamboo and rope sways gently, supporting sculptors as they chisel the delicate folds of a goddess's sari, each line etched with the precision of a jeweler setting a gem. The temple, once completed, will stand as a beacon of devotion, its towering shikara reaching toward the heavens, its inner sanctum echoing with the resonant tones of a conch shell blown at sunrise. Further along the riverbank, the grand palace of the Gupta monarch emerges, its walls adorned with frescoes that burst with color, crimson, emerald, and lapis, depicting scenes of royal hunts and celestial victories. Courtyards paved with polished stone glisten under the monsoon-softened sun, their surfaces reflecting the silhouettes of courtiers moving in choreographed procession. The aroma of jasmine and rose water wafts from open windows where courtiers, draped in silk robes embroidered with gold thread, exchange whispered counsel. In the throne room, a regal throne of sandalwood sits beneath a canopy of woven silk, the seat reserved for the king whose conquests are celebrated in the inscription that reads, "The king, who has destroyed the enemies, is the lord of the earth." The sound of a sitar strings being plucked reverberates through the hall, its melody weaving through the laughter of children playing with miniature wooden chariots, their tiny wheels clacking on the polished floor. The palace, a microcosm of power and culture, radiates a serene confidence that reverberates through every column and courtyard. A short distance away, the city's citadel houses a bustling administrative complex where scribes meticulously record the empire's decrees on palm leaves. The atmosphere is thick with the fragrance of ink made from soot and plant extracts, each stroke a testament to the empire's sophisticated bureaucracy. Officials, clothed in simple yet dignified garments, discuss tax levies and land grants with measured deliberation, their voices low but firm, resonating like the steady flow of a well-tended canal. In one corner, a royal edict is displayed on a stone slab, its carved words proclaiming the king's benevolence and the prosperity shared by his subjects. Finally, the journey concludes at the tranquil banks of the Ganges, where pilgrims gather at dawn to perform ritual ablutions. The river's surface shimmers like a silver mirror, reflecting the rising sun's hues of amber and rose. The air is perfumed with incense and the distant echo of bells, their tolls mingling with the soft murmur of prayers whispered in ancient Sanskrit. Fishermen glide silently in wooden boats, their oars cutting through the water with a gentle splash that harmonizes with the rustle of reeds along the shore. The scene is serene, a living tableau of devotion that has endured through centuries, embodying the spiritual heart of an empire whose legacy still pulses beneath the modern hustle of India's cities. Today, the remnants of the Gupta Empire lie scattered across the subcontinent, their shadows etched into stone and memory. The ruins of the ancient university at Nalanda, once a beacon of learning, now stand as weathered pillars cloaked in ivy, while the exquisite sculptures of the Dashavatara temple at Diagar whisper of a time when artisans blended myth with mathematics. In the bustling streets of Varanasi, the ruins of a Gupta-era fort peek through layers of modern brick, its arches hinting at the grandeur that once dominated the horizon. Museums in Delhi and Kolkata safeguard polished bronze statues of deities and intricately carved copper plates bearing the very inscriptions quoted earlier, allowing visitors to trace the words of a bygone ruler. Beneath the soil of present-day Madhya Pradesh, satellite imaging reveals the ghostly outlines of forgotten cities, their street grids still visible as faint lines in the earth, awaiting future archaeologists to unearth the stories they conceal. The memory of the Gupta Golden Age persists not merely as an academic footnote, but as a living inspiration that shapes contemporary imagination.